Birthday Hawa, birthday Abashai, birthday Hawa, birthday Abashai. Call halal and wahawa, Allahayna, Yahweh, Bashim al Shai, Bashim Kokodash. Bless you, Yahweh. Bless you in the name of the only God and Son, Yahweh Shai. In the name of the Holy Spirit. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bashim al Shai, Bashim Kokodash. The powers are gods of Yasha'al of Israel. Yahweh being the true and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, the world even calls God. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, and the world even calls Jesus Christ. Shemya Mafman is a Mappa from the Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia, coming with another week lesson. Of course, giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect first fruits, the choicest parts, that whom the Lord will have mercy upon in these times, starting with your Ra'ashim, which are your heads. 144,000 men, which preach and have the gospel within them, bringing, of course, the glad tidings to the rest of the elect of the nation of Israel, who the 1/3 remnant shall listen to the words and will be delivered, of course, by hearkening unto this word, all right, in obedience, okay, delivered from all of the different various lies and enchantments that Esau, Edom places on the earth. And of course, one of the major enchantments and spells, incantations that this man placed on the people is using his philosophies regarding to medicine. Okay, at this current time, we have the new variant, which is actually the Omicron variant, all right, Omicron, and you have them, of course, going about speaking about the mutation and its effect on the world and such. But then you have a lot of different information being already put out, that is possibly here being extremely mild, okay, but it's a lot of information going out. You have to distinguish it for yourself. All right, so the WHO explains why it skipped Sai when naming a new pestilence. WHO is again avoiding any discomfort for the Chinese government, as said here in this article. Pardon me. Two letters which regarding to the Greek letters Nu and Sai were skipped. Okay, you of course know this is the Greco-Roman system all over again. And that image, using these ancient letterings and such. For this variant, you got Omicron, which they say Nu is too easily to be confused with new, meaning N-E-W, and Sai was not used because it is a common surname, which I believe if you think about it, just pretty much trying to be not derogatory term for China, because originally, this whole pestilence, they don't want to say or place the blame on China, okay? So as it says here, because many people have that common surname of Sai, and over there amongst Moab, which is the so-called Chinese. That's their biblical nationality, is Moab in the Bible, Moab or Moabba of his father in the Hebrew. All right, and it says in the WHO, best practices for naming new diseases suggest avoiding causing offense of any culture. Exactly. I ain't have to read that just to know that, but social, national, regional, and professional or ethnic groups. So over called politically correct, type of language. It says the United Nations agency said in a statement on Epoch Times on Saturday. The WHO, which is the World Health Organization, best practices for naming new diseases, was developed in conjunction of the FDA or FAO, which is the Food or Agriculture Organization, and the UN, the World Organization of Animal Health, in 2005. All right, so you can look, of course, into this information on your own. More so, what I just want to bring out in this lesson is how, who and the symbolism and such, Esau, and it's idolatrous in its own. Okay, when you see the World Health Organization, their signal, their actual emblem or symbol, look, it already shows you a lot of different things, which remind you of Rome. Okay, I probably could look at another ancient Roman symbol for the right here for the as you see here, the QR, which is the Senatales Populis Romanus, which is the Senate and the Roman people. Okay, and as you can see on the side right here, which I could probably go into it more. Just something I just looked at just now. You have it right there. Let me see. Pardon me 1 second. There's just a lot of information you could go on, but just to let you know, this is the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. Which, just real quick, I'll just bring out this preset real quick. This is Revelation, the 13th chapter, and then I'll get into the main point of the lesson. 13:3. Or I can start at verse. Well, I start at the top. It says, "And I stood on the sand of the sea, alright, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, alright, having 7 heads and 10 horns." Okay, 7 heads representing Esau's major governments, alright, that he ruled with. Okay, you can go into the beast sign. You can go into your Germanic major, Germanic minor, the French, Spanish, British, and that's 5 what I mentioned. The Greeks, and I believe the Romans. All right, that'd be your 7 heads, 7 major rulership of Esau, Edom. 10 horns representing today the EU, anciently the vassal states of the Roman Empire. All right, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, representing the Greeks with Alexander. Okay, and his feet were like unto the feet of a bear. The bear represents Russia, the end. All right, you had the beginning, which is, like I say, a part of the Russia is not part of the beast, but the end of this system will happen with Russia shooting ICBM missiles on Babylon the Great, America. All right. It says, in his mouth, as the mouth of a lion, representing Britain, and the dragon gave him his power, Roman Empire, and his seat, and great authority. Okay. And I saw one of his heads as if were wounded unto death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Okay, and that here, of course, Rome fell, and of course, the deadly wound was healed and came back during the time of the Renaissance period. All right, with you go into the Bourgeois family and such, and you go fast forward, you have it, with this whole Treaty of Rome. These ancient vassals came back. The ancient Roman Empire was been revived. All right, and of course, it's using its influence over the world. Okay, part of that, is this, speaking, all of these big things against Yahweh Shemel Shai, due to knowledge in which they have. All right, which Esau, Edom, all right, is ruling. Earth has been given onto the hand of the wicked. All right. Revelation 13:5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. All right. Speaking great things, and this man does speak very great things with his pseudoscience and such like that, to, like I said, to the point where, like I said, people don't think for their own selves. All right, now you have it here, who Emblem was chosen by the first World Health Assembly back in 1948. Okay, the emblem consists of United Nations symbol surmounted by a staff with a snake coiling. Okay. All right. And I'll get into the the little bit of symbolism and such. just go back to idolatry and such. And as it says, this and they're open with it. The staff with the snake has long been a symbol of medicine and of the medical profession, and it originates from the story of Asclepius. All right, it's pardon for my mispronunciation of it. Maybe how much I can get them to pronounce it for me. See something right there. Asclepius? Yeah, Asclepius. Asclepius, right there, which they're using. So ain't nothing new under the sun. Okay, these same idols are back here today, and Esau, Edom, reverence it, who was revered as by the ancient Greeks as a god of healing. Okay, and whose in medicine you're going to, and whose cult or worship involved the use of snakes. And it says Asclepius incidentally was so successful at saving lives that the legend goes, this is Greek mythology, Hades and the god of the underworld complained about him to the supreme god Zeus, who, fearing that the healer might make humans immortal, killed Asclepius with a thunderbolt. All right. Now, just going here, and I brought, brothers brought this information out before. I did another lesson on that. I know the elder Yashawama did went into this too, but let's see if I have it. It's supposed to be here somewhere. Yeah, so right here, and remember also the serpent. That's a sign of wisdom. A symbol of wisdom as well. Okay, here off of Theo. Okay, going to gods. Goes into Asclepius, which says here that he became so powerful, as the mythology says, that he was able to heal all humans, including dying humans, and he could bring them back to life after death. All right, so you see with the symbol, with their, of course, belief in their science, their knowledge, their medicine, okay, their theories, they believe they can heal the world, okay, all right, through, of course, their, idolatrous beliefs, of course, their philosophy, okay. Some legends state that Athena, the goddess of wisdom, gave Asclepius the blood of Medusa, and with this blood, he found a way to resurrect people. All right, and like I said, Esau is coming with, obviously, as brothers go into the serpent's poison, or serpent's venom, as they was going to, they call it. All right. Yeah, to bring people back to life, and he's going into, especially with this particular potion he got out now, is talking about how it prevents you from mortality and from high likely chance of hospitalization. All right, as that's what he says, the narrative now. It says people loved him and called him a hero. Okay, yeah, and that exactly Esau wants to be reverenced as that, a hero. Okay, yeah, as you see with especially in this representing these gods, they say that at the various hospitals and stuff that heroes work here. Remember seeing them signs. Okay, well, like I said, this is paying homage to this Greek god Asclepius. All right. Eventually, however, other gods noticed this, and many of them did not approve. All right, but anyway, there was a point in his life when Asclepius healed a snake, which in turn taught him the secret of knowledge. Right now, it says a point. Remember, snakes were considered to be divine beings that were wise and had the ability to heal. Now, it says serpents is just a sign, of course, of wisdom. All right. You could go into later. Asclepius would bear a rod that the snake was wrapped around it, which had been associated with healing. All right. It says there are versions of mythology that state that Asclepius was ordered to bring back Gladius back to life. He trapped in a secret prison. All right. And it says while he sat in prison, wondering what he should do, a snake crept near his staff unknowingly, and he killed the snake by hitting it again with the staff. Later on, the snake would appear with the herb in his mouth and put it on top of the dead snake's head, which came back to life. Seeing this, he used the same herb and brought back Gladius. So, just going into this Greek mythology and such, but you just get, of course, out of it what, exactly what is needed. All right. Which, like I said, these people are snakes. All right. All right. That's his sign anyway. Like I said, on the left hand side, that is okay. You read back in Genesis, it tells you in Genesis the third chapter at the first verse. Okay, now the serpent, this is another man. Okay, was more subtle, meaning very crafty and sly than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made. And he said unto the woman, yet had the power said, ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden. Okay, and the serpent is Nachash, going to one who practiced divination. Okay, that's what they actually are. All right, they practice divination. You go back to the root of the etymology in the Strongs. An observer, practice fortune teller. Okay, also to observe signs and omens. Okay, and you have it with them being practicing fortune teller by telling you, all right, well, this variant is going to be this amount of danger, as you have it. You can see them doing that using, of course, the media, all right, which is another god, all right, that they have, all right. mutations and etc. You could look into the news. All right. Now, going further, I just want to bring out a different precept, just real quick, which is Psalms. There's other different precepts you can go, the different beasts, talking about, of course, other, nations and such, it's different precepts talking about, I see man, being as beasts, basically, in Ecclesiastes, there's different precepts, on that, but, I'm not focusing on that right now. Just want to just go straight to the point at this time. But the serpent was a man itself in the garden. He had his hue at that time. All right. Now the heathen nations were there. All right. And of course you had that deception. All right. And you have it where, as the scriptures say, for the sin of rebellion is the sin of witchcraft. And Eve took heed to this witch being Esau Edom, and of course that brought, of course, us sinning. Then she, of course, brought it to Adam, and then of course we have the death that entered into the world, because of sin, right? So I wanted to get also Psalms 58 real quick, and it's good to understand your enemy. Okay, it says here, this is Psalms 58 and 1. It says, ye in your heart work, meaning mind, ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence or cruelty and justice of your hands in the earth. Right? The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is as the poison of a serpent. The wicked are the Edomites when you go into it. All right. They're here today, and they go back to the serpent. Okay, go back to Cain. All right. It says their poison is as the poison of a serpent. Okay, they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth the ear. Okay. Adder's another, leave another serpent as well. Snake, again, another word is pathun in the Hebrew. Perhaps a cobra, adder, a viper. All right, and you have also what I want to go into, stoppeth the ear, which is a tum in the Hebrew, which means to shut. All right, of the wicked, stopping their ears. Okay, figuratively, and Esau does that. Stop your ears via, of course, his philosophies. Okay, his ability, with his ability to be so clever and sly, speaking very smooth words, to the world, especially our people, to entice them and seduce them and get them to fall for, of course, that in which which is the illusion. All right. Real quick, this is gonna be the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse. There's a lot of precepts I can get, but 15, I'll start there. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look upon their nakedness. All right, their sin. All right, be the philosophies. Okay, that's what E does. Okay, it's poison. All right, via what he speaks and believes, and pushes it out as a religion, pushes it out as a truth. Okay, push it out to be fact. Okay, and to be trusted, but of course, transform himself into an angel of light, being as if he's a healer and a bringer of medicine, but really, he's a devil, a deceiver. Okay, and you see, you know, he got you worshiping idols. Okay, just real quick, this is Habakkuk now too. If it in 18, it says, "What profit the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it, the molten image and the teacher of lies." All right, and these different idols are teacher of lies. Okay, you're seeking, of course, through their medicine, their beliefs, salvation through what they believe in, which is a whole another philosophy, another way, of course, of life than what the Lord pushes for. All right, and it's it's heavy too, because it plays off also how the different curses that befell us as of course Israelites, what has brought things that have been brought into the world because of that, where, like, as you go into Genesis 3 and verse verse 18. I'll start at verse 17. It says here, "And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of the philosophies," right? All right. "Of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life." And like I said, we got, of course, you listen to the philosophies, the serpent. All right. Scriptures talk about how that trees in the garden, or see man as trees and such. We hearken, and we have, of course, this disobedience, and brought, like I said, these curses into the earth. Okay. It says, "Thorns and also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat of the herb of the field." And we have to need, of course, the different, herbs for medicine and such. You know what I mean? Times past, we didn't get sick because we were perfect. But now, of course, we have to, use, of course, herbs and such. Which like I said, he doesn't promote that for medicine. Okay. Also, prayer either. That's actually something that's forbidden to even talk about on YouTube. Okay, the use of prayer and herbs for healing and such. But instead he plays off of this. Now, let me see. I want to go to another verse, which is I could get the different precept about the whole philosophy thing. Let's see if I can find this precept. I don't know. It's not fun. Yeah, this is Isaiah 29 and 29. "Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink." So the different wine, is actually philosophy. Is not physically talking about strong drink and all of that. All right. Simple as that. All right. Just so that you know. E bringing philosophies to you. Philosophies to the entire world. Okay, as I've been going into. All right. This is also Nahum chapter 3 and verse maybe 4. All right. And do, of course, this whole beast system in America, which, they have these different organizations such as the WHO, they are able to deceive the world. Okay, as you see in their logo, the world. Okay, you have a globe, and the nations. And you have the serpent, okay, with the rod, okay. And you have, like I say, this is go back to Rome, all right, as I showed you before, in this in that icon, all right, the Roman Empire, ancient Roman Empire. So it's here back again today. And the gods and the beliefs, the idols, they're here, okay. This is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, all right, that's being of course America, that rideth upon the scarlet colored beast, okay, which you could read of course in the book of Revelation. That'd be I think that's the 17th chapter, which it says here. And it says here in verse starting at verse 1, it says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked to me, saying, come hither, I will show thee the judgment of the great whore being America, that sitteth upon many waters, okay. The waters being the rest of the nations and such, which you can read in verse 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, multitudes, and nations, and tongues. All right, going back up, verse 2, it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, right, by what? Being in agreement and listening to this whore, all right. And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, right? And they believe, in these philosophies, okay? And they're drunk, they're mad, okay? So he carried me away into the spirit of the wilderness, and I saw the woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, okay? Which we already went over, all right? And the woman, NATO and the EU, right? It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple, representing royalty, in scarlet color, scarlet representing going back to crimson, going to sin, all right, color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication, okay. And upon her forehead was the name, the mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, the abomination of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, the Israelites, and the blood of the martyrs of Hamashiach. And I saw her I wondered in great admiration. All right. Like I said, it's even John, that would be in admiration looking at this place. It goes and show you how powerful, its influence is, in the world and such. You know what I mean? But the water Yahweh Shemashah for having the elect to not fall for these enchantments, and them not being any divination against Jacob. All right, the elect of Israel. All right, but going again back to that Nahum 3 and 4, it says, because of the multitudes of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, and the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations do her whoredoms. All right, all these different philosophies, and the families do her witchcrafts. Okay, and they do that, with, all right, take of course of this philosophy. They tell you through their science what to believe, what is truth, what's not. Okay? Heavy. And that's part of the image of the beast, the lies. Okay? It's religion. It's democracy. It's covetousness. Okay? All of that is all in there. Okay? Encapsulating an image. Okay? Of the beast. Alright? Idolatry. Which they forcing you to believe in this God, their God of healing. Okay? So, the who having that major influence, like you say, where they're dictating and telling all the other nations, and and the other nations are following. If you understood the image of the beast, okay, you understand why, they have all of this power, why Esau has this power. But we know there's going to be a punishment for the serpent. All right. Let me also finish with this other scripture. This is John 8:44. Ye are your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. All right, and ye are your father the devil. You have our people, following, Esau, Edom. All right, which you had back in back ancient Rome. Our people, the Jews, of course, that had power within, of course, the province. All right. And they wanted to maintain that. So, but of course they, trimming our ways and stuff just to seek love and acceptance and such. The different licenses, are really wavered for different sins. That's why they didn't want the Messiah, Yahweh Shai. All right, so it would come with, of course, that downfall. All right, Yahweh Shai come with that downfall of this whole system. All right. Okay. It says it says, in the lust of the father ye will do. All right, this goes to the wicked Israelites. It says he was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Yeah, the devil, Esau, Edom, the Cain. All right, serpent, same spirit. When he speaketh of a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay, that's the devil's power. All right, now this last precept is remember, E is it's likened onto a serpent. All right, it's as a allegory, dark saying. Okay. This is Isaiah 27:1. In that day, Yahweh with his sword and great strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent. All right, and it's likened, of course, E. All right, into of course, Leviathan here, which Leviathan is a like I said, it's a beast, as like you see Godzilla. All right, which is as a dragon. All right. So, the Lord ain't gonna punish the actual Leviathan, the beast that's gonna bring destruction to this place. He's actually talking about Esau, Edom. All right, the piercing serpent, even the Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and we could go into how this man is crooked, in other lessons. You see that by, he deceiving the nation, being treacherous, especially being perverse, being outside the temple, especially with these philosophies he's bringing with. Trust the science. And he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. All right. That's right. And, it's, have it where in the scriptures, Roman Empire, different refers to as a dragon, a serpent. All right, so just for you to understand, like I said, the scriptures is written in dark sayings. It's in a code, and the Lord has given his secrets, revealed his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. All right, which Proverbs 1:5, it says that a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall obtain unto wise counsels. And we do that through listening to the apostles, the Lord who gave them the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, to feed us. All right. According to his heart, to understand a proverb and the interpretation. All right, these things are proverbs written in the scriptures, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Okay. Right. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Call Allah Yahweh B'Shem Ashai B'Shem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone, peace and salutations to the elect. Remember, the scriptures say in Proverbs 1:10, my son of sinners, entice thee, consult thou not. Shalom.